quickly in next couple of minutes uh, about psychology. Okay, what are the psychology aspect of which make me stress, and that is we are going to learn today. Uh, Very important. So next week we will do medical aspect, that why we see the doctor or GP. But today we will learn about psychological approach. Okay, why our problems are related with psychology different, and only two things you can keep in mind. Two things, and that is most important. And that is number one, the psychological issue are due to because of my suppressed feeling. It's all about matter of feelings. Okay, whether it's a childhood feelings, whether uh, it's a when I was working with someone, when I was living with someone as a partner, as a wife, or as a husband, when I was working with my colleague as a boss or as an employee, I was working as a religious person or as a non-religious person. Whatever the role I was performing in my life, during that role responsibility, lot of stress I absorbed, I suppressed my energy. I stored my energy which I could not release. That energy became my problem in coming life or that time as well. And that unreleased energy is now releasing unconsciously, automatically, without my control. We call it autopilot. When we are autopilot, that energy is releasing in form of physical illness, in form of mental stress, or the stress prone towards more uh, energy drain form. You know, so two things. Number one, suppression. Okay, my partner did suppress me. My parent did suppress me. My teacher did suppress me. My society, my neighbor, my friend, my boss, they did suppress me, and I could not release my energy. I could not express myself. That all energy I will stored in my form, in form of suppression, and that suppression will create a psychological diseases within my mind, and that psychological issue then reflect on my body in form of physical illnesses. And that's how psychology teach us, how the psychology educate us, that our stress is due to our suppression of the feeling. And there is the second cause of psychological issue is repression. Now, the repression is also similar to suppression, but the suppression is deliberately you are absorbing, you are not expressing your energy, you're not expressing your feeling deliberately, consciously, okay? Because you do not have power to say, because you think that it's not right time to express my feeling. So that is suppression. But the repression is unconscious guilt. It is unconscious stored energy which you don't know. Okay, and that the root cause of that repressed feeling is your guilt. Okay, um, and that is also very dangerous and very risky state of mind when you repress your feelings because of some unconscious guilt, which will appear in later life, up after a couple of years, in form of um, depression, in form of anxiety, in form of lot of physical and mental stress or ill diseases. So that is the psychological aspect of our problem. It's not medical, it's not energy related, it's not conscious level, but psychological level. So do you think the life problem, do you think the physical problem of your body, do you think the stress in your mind which you have stored is because of the psychological issue only, is because of the suppression you did in your previous life or you are doing, is because of the repression you are facing in form of unconscious guilt. You are in some guilt, and that guilt is appearing in your body, in your mind, in form of depression, in form of diseases, in form of heart attack, in form of cancer, in form of stroke. It could be. So what do you think about suppression and repression? And both are related with psychology, both are related with your psychological dimension. So let's try to understand what is suppression. Okay, suppression is a self-defense, a stress management tool within your body, within your mind, or a trick or a mechanism in which you shelf strong emotion at a side. Okay, and you don't want to deal with it due to many factors, because you are addict in other thing. Um, you you don't want to do this, okay? You don't want to deal with it, and you don't want to release it, and because of your poor expression, because of your addiction or in other things. For example, if you are alcoholic, you drink a lot, so you cannot express your own feelings because you are drunken, okay? Because you are addicted in other things as well. So you don't have time, you don't want to deal with your this strong emotion, okay? And that will be stored as a suppressed energy, negative energy within your body, within your mind, okay? And that is called suppression. And in other case, the repression is a guilt you unconsciously stored, and a complex emotion. So you should not be in your conscious, and you show or express them in different ways. It is due to too many tangled and complex unconscious things. And repression is very difficult to understand, but it is because it is entangled with a lot of things. It is connected with a lot of things, and your unconscious mind is dealing with it. Okay, we usually repress our feelings in form of anger. Oh, and we try to jump on other person in form of angry line or angry lioness. And so why do people show anger? Because of repression. Anger, to deal with anger, to have angry feelings, or people who are always angry, or most of the time they are angry, they basically may have a repression in the past in their life, and because of that repression they show anger unconsciously. Okay, um, so that is the problem with repression. Okay, so do you understand the difference between suppression and repression, and what do you think, AG? Aggie.
Yeah, I'm, I'm not completely sure. So suppression is, it sounds like it is, you suppress your anger with suppression, and with repression is, as I've understood, is
Yeah,
you feel
your voice, your volume is very low. I don't know. Before it was very good when initially we talked. So very sorry. Now it is very low. Maybe your mic needs to be near to your lips.
yeah, let me see.
Yeah. So
Is it better
uh,
now? Is it better now?
it's the same. I
Yeah.
think it's a very low. But I can hear you. You carry on, please. I will try to more concentrate on understanding. No problem. What you are saying about repression and suppression?
Yeah, repression seems to be the guilt that we find. So repression seems to be maybe more than what's underlying the issues that you've got. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the repression is because of unconscious guilt. A guilt, a strong emotional complex emotion in your past life
Mm.
when you
Yeah,
you did not deal with it, you did not express it, and that you ignored it as well, but that ignorance stored in your body, stored in your memory as a repression, and in later life it will s- symbolize in your body, it will visualize in your body as a anger, as a aggressive uh, personality, or act of aggression. So these repressive energies are very dangerous, and because of our past, because of our childhood, because of our uh, poor dealing, we pile up, we pile up this guilt within my body in form of um, and that I don't know. A person, they don't know what happened wrong. Suddenly they are living a good life, but suddenly they start to feel depression. They start to feel anxiety. They start to feel back pain, joints pain, muscle pain. So that is probably because of repression. So suppression and
yeah, but
depression
that.
both are defense mechanism within ourselves.
I thought the
So
repression, if I may interrupt, repression. I mean, guilt as a child, a guilt is probably not of your own creation. It's just someone making you feel guilty. Your parents probably making you feel guilty. Not something as a
uh,
child you don't feel guilt.
maybe your volume is very low. I'm very sorry. Let me try to see it. Yeah, I think my is here is the volume is very high, but your volume is very too low to understand properly. Maybe you can uh, plug and unplug your microphone. Are you on laptop or you are from your mobile phone?
Mobile phone, mobile
Mobile
phone.
phone. Okay, mobile phone. Okay. Um, but you can hear me clearly, right? But
Um,
you can hear me, right? Clearly.
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you, thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, so I thought maybe repression, if it's anything with with guilt, then it must be your parents making the child feel guilty because a child does not feel guilt. Because guilt is not, I think, natural. Guilt is something very. It's not
yeah,
a core feeling. I think it's not joy. It's not happiness. It's not sadness. It's just something a little more mental. That's what I've always thought. Like you feel guilty is something that is trick, that is manipulation, rather than a feeling that a person feels as a natural way
yeah,
of feeling.
yeah. It is related with the unexpressed feeling, and yeah, it is a guilt related. Guilt is very dangerous because in guilt you feel remorse, you feel uh, low self-esteem, you feel low energy, you feel, but that may have a root cause in your childhood, that may have a bad parenting, or your partner is abusive and you could not deal with it. So that all repression uh, stored in your body and mind as a unexpressed energy, and that may make uh, complex things in later life in form of diseases and illnesses. So that's why it is very important to express our energy, our response, register our response,
Mm.
so that you don't store or feel guilt, you don't feel suppression, you don't feel any controlled environment wherever you are. So that's why this suppression and repression are the root cause of a lot of physical illnesses. Um, like so the the main, it's further say, I'm taking this paragraph from Dr. David Hawkins' book. He's saying the main stress to the majority of us most of the time is not due to external stimuli, but to pressure of our own suppressed emotions. These suppressed emotions become the primary stressor, so that even in a calm external environment, we still object to chronic internal stress. Yeah. Like if we're living a very beautiful life and there is no, as such, you have a bad partner or or a bad boss or bad people around you, but you still start to feel some internal dissatisfaction. You start to feel internal um stress, uh, and you start to feeling depressive waves within your body. So that is also because of suppression. So further saying, Dr. David Hawkins say, we can observe that the external stress factor are merely the straws that eventually breaks the camel's back. The main stress load is what we carry around with us all the time. Then he further say the psychological programming in our society is so extensive that for most people, even relaxing and enjoying a vacation is a problem. Guilt say Guilt says we should be doing something else. There is disappointment when immediate relaxation does not occur. There is restlessness and endless pursuit of fun activities to devoid the pain of the facing our own inner self. So many people, they try to do some fun time or activities. They are trying to repress their energy, suppress their energy. But if from inside they always feel guilty, they always feel restlessness, uh, but more busy executives begin to secretly look forward to getting back to the work while they are on vacation. Okay, so many people who are business owner or director, when they are on vacation, they still are on vacations. Sorry, they they when they are on vacation to enjoy with family friends or spend their private time, they still want to go back because they are not happy at vacation places. So many people, when even they go for spending holidays, they are still not happy because of these restlessness, because of the uh, psychological issue they have, and they may outwardly grumble about their heavy workload, but when they return to the accustomed routine, they feel normal again. So uh, many people, they want to deviate their attention uh, from their suppression, and many people, they are on work because they don't want to deal with their suppression, they don't want to deal their repression, they don't know actually how to deal with it accurately, or so that's why they are stick with work. So many people are workaholic as well, because the work allow them not to think about their suppression, the work allow them not
Not
to
to feel
work
guilty.
on unconscious mind.
They
Sorry,
they
say again.
they, uh, they don't they don't know how to deal with the guilt. You're
Yes,
saying basically.
yeah, that's right.
How,
So
how do you
they
deal with the
don't know.
guilt? How do
Say
you deal
again.
with the guilt? How do you deal with the guilt? Because what you would
Yeah,
do then is suppress the guilt. And
yeah.
that cannot be good.
More they suppress the guilt, more it will react. So basically, that guilt always make them not happy all the time, because
Mm.
they don't know how to deal with it. And their
Yes.
society, their schooling, their teacher, they never taught them until you go and meet here any kinesiology or any conscious level spiritual leader, a spiritual healer. Uh, so these are the higher levels where you will deal with your guilt. So the way how they approach is a very deep rooted level, very, very deep rooted. Not doctor can heal you. Very, very less doctor, like if you go to the medical doctor and if you meet with the psychiatry, psy- uh, they will give you a very strong medicine, and when you will take the medicine, you may feel little relaxed, may feel little uh, calm and comfortable. But as soon the effect of the medicine will get down, you will again start to unstable. You will again start to feel guilt again, because medical doctor, they don't deal with you. They don't deal with guilt. Okay, the guilt is dealt by yourself, or you need to meet a psychologist, a good psychologist, and tell them. And psychologist give you couple of session, and that couple of session, one sec. That couple of psychological session with psychologist will help you to find these guilt, will help you find these unreleased energy, and then you will feel relaxed. Then you will start to feel good, uh, and you will, when you are going for spending vacation, you will feel very good. uh, so yeah, that's that. Or you meet with spiritual gurus, uh, So they are also a magical healer as well about your guilt. So,
Mm.
but in the beginning, I suggest everyone should go to meet psychologist so that you should tell them about your past life. And after that, at the same time, you go and meet some kinesiologist or meet with some spiritual healer as well. So it works speedily, and you will come out and live a very, very happy life. That's my suggestion to everyone. So uh, that's it at the moment. That so it means these suppression and repression are defense mechanism within ourselves. Okay, and that we have to deal and understand it very, very accurately, so that we can contact properly with the right person, either psychologist, to have some psychoanalysis session, or to uh, to the energy healer, or to the kinesiologist about the muscle testing. Through muscle testing, he or she will heal you, or the spiritual healer, who will uh, deal, who will displace your guilt or your problem through spirituality, through amazing meditation, and these type of activities they will do. So at the last stage, we are trying to understand the defense mechanism. And Freud, if you know about the Freud is a father of modern psychology. The Freud argue that the people subconsciously employ defense mechanisms when faced with anxiety or unpleasant emotion. These mechanisms help them to cope with memories or impulses that they find stressful or distressful, by tricking them into thinking that everything is fine. What happens? The ego uses defense mechanism to help people reach a mental compromise when dealing with things that cause internal conflict. Common mechanisms that distort a sense of reality into denial, displacement, repression, regression, intellectualization, and projection. So these are very important
Be able to give an
information.
example? To give
Sorry,
an
say again?
example, would you be able to give
Yeah,
an example about the ego trying to deal with anxious feeling?
you say the example.
Yeah, an example.
Yeah, the example, we start to deny. For example, if someone's partner is abusive, and but you try to portray your partner to your friend that, oh no, he's very good, he's so loving and kind and caring. So you basically are repre- uh, you are basically suppressing your um energy, and you are denying that no, your partner is good, and you are in self deceiving, and you are telling the other people wrong information about your partner. And it means that you are suppressing your energy, and that energy will come out when, in form of physical illness, in form of stress, in form of many other diseases as well. So and that's the mechanism we do. For example, if as a mom, if someone did not care about the child when you had a children, and when your children, they need your time, they need your care, and you didn't go because you were busy in earning the money. So but you are doing this every day, and but you start to build a guilt. Oh my god, why I'm not giving my child a time which he or she needs. Oh, so that, and if you are repeatedly doing every day, every week, every month, then this guilt will store within your body and mind, and that will express, that that guilt will show later in form of physical illness. That will, because you didn't deal with the situation, you try to avoid the situation, and therefore you not only lose the relationship between you and your children, but also you, uh, your own self will be in contradiction, because at the same time you were earning money for your family, but at the same time you were ignoring and rejecting your family care. Because so this will place a guilt within your body, within your mind memory, and will repress in form of anger, will repress when you will be drinking some wine, or, and I mean, this is some of the example how this defense mechanism works in the life. So, like, there is a defense mechanism is a denial. So that will be good for you. Let me express it. So if you see
I
that
believe
this line, yeah,
in terms of the your partner is abusive, you probably feel like you are causing your partner to be abusive, and you feel guilt. And that is what causes the illness. Is
sorry,
that
your
the
voice is very
understanding?
low again. I have to concentrate more. Yeah, say again.
Yeah, that, I'm thinking
Yeah,
that
you can speak a little bit
maybe in
louder.
terms of your partner being abusive, in terms of your partner being abusive, it could mean that you think that you are the one causing your partner to abuse you rather than you, for whatever reason, and then you feel guilt.
Yeah. Um, no, I think in this situation you will be, you were innocent and your partner were abusive, but you trying to portray your partner is very good, because you don't want to portray him as a bad partner to your friend and family. So that guilt, that suppression is a psychological problem, but it will reflect you as a lower back pain. It may reflect you in later life as a depression, but you don't know why this depression has come. You don't know why I'm feeling a joint pain, you know. So that's how it works. Uh, there is a example of defense mechanism is denial. You know, the denial, we don't want to accept, we don't want to admit, and when we don't want to admit or accept, we are in denial. So denial is a common defense mechanism used to justify a habit an individual feels bad about, such as smoking. By saying that they are only a social smoker, they can allow themselves to have a cigarette while not admitting that they are in fact addicted to smoking them. You know, so this is very simple example when how we denial. Oh, uh, for example, like I gave you the example, a working mother who goes to office or at work for earning money, and she does not care her child much in a much better way, but she will have a guilt, but she will deny. Why? She's saying, oh, because money is more important than caring my child, because without money my child or my family cannot survive. So I will prefer to go by work, and let the babysitter deal with my child, let the school deal with my child. I don't have time to address the whole problem of my child. So that is a denial.
Yeah.
You are
Yes.
setting
You,
yourself, and
yeah,
you are pretending something, so, and you don't want to deal with the emotional issues of your child. So That
Yeah.
is
Basically, what
th-
you're saying is you can deceive your conscious mind, but you cannot deceive your unconscious mind. Kind of, no.
yeah,
So your conscious
yeah,
mind is gonna feel guilt, even if, yeah.
yeah. That's right.
Mm,
That's right. So it's a last paragraph for today, and then we will end up our class. Is the effect of suppressed and repressed feelings plus stress precipitating factors are responsible for most emotional and physical illnesses. Okay, there is an emotional psychological component in all diseases, and because of this it is possible to reverse the disease process by removing the internal stress factor. So this is very important, uh, that if we have a disease and we need to remove the internal stress factor, we need to remove the internal repression, we need to remove the internal guilt. Okay, and if we will reverse it, if we are able to remove it, then my disease will disappear like a magic. My physical illness will disappear like something magic has happened. And that magic happened when you meet with energy healer, when you meet with a good psychologist, when you meet with the spiritual healer of so
yeah.
this accounts for the many recoveries reportedly daily from a serious and potentially fatal illnesses by the use of emotional spiritual techniques. Many cures takes place after all medical methods have failed. You see, like I said, many doctors they give the answer, oh, you are no longer live for more than 6 months. Oh, sorry, that's the all we could do. Oh, sorry, that's the best we can do. All the best. God save you. You know, when the all medical methods failed, then your emotional spiritual techniques works. Okay. So one reason is that at this stage, there's nothing else we can do. The patients give up and they seek and accept the true basic nature and the cause of illness. Acknowledging and
Mm,
letting go of suppressed feeling progressively reduce our personal stress proneness, thereby lowering vulnerability to stress related problems and illnesses. Most people who learn and practice the letting go technique notice a progressive improvement in physical health and vitality. Yeah. So this is more important as well, which I say. So if you practice spiritual things like letting go technique, do you know what is letting go technique?
uh, no,
Yeah, the
no.
letting go technique is a technique when you accept the problem and you admit that you have this problem. Okay. Uh, you know the mostly problems within our physical or mental stress is because we don't accept them, we don't want to
Mm,
accept them, we have this problem. The the cure is opposite, we need to do opposite, let it go, let it accept, surrender it. Okay, admit it, you have this problem. Okay, and once you will
mm,
admit it, your physical health start to improve, because you are doing some spiritual activity as well, and some medical tablet you are taking as well, or some medical treatment you are taking as well, so that all will start in your healing. So that's why you have to be very humble, you need to be have down to earth. Okay, and let it go technique. uh, by the way, there is a master book is that is my favorite book, is the book title is Letting Go, uh, the Pathway of Surrender by Dr. David Hawkins. That book, if you start to read, uh, it will tell you amazing technique, amazing spiritual. This is a spiritual book actually, but it is written by a psychiatrist and spiritual author, Dr. David Hawkins. I mostly read his books, and most of the content which you are reading on your screen now is written by his books. So this technique will also help you to deal with your psychology, to deal with your psychological dimension. So uh,
Mm.
that's it. So that this is the part one in stress, reducing stress and the physical illness, and we cover this today, psychological aspect. Okay. Next week we will learn about medical
Thank you.
aspect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and we
Mm.
will carry on. So thank you very much for your participation, and um, I will upload this on the YouTube as well, on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe it as well, and next week same time we will deal with the new next dimension of physical illness, which is medical. So thank you so much for joining me, and see you next time, same time. Bye bye.
See you next time. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.